Whew, it's warm. Okay. Hey, well, how are you all? I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. It is so warm. I hope I'm not like sweating. Okay, can't release it yet. I look good. So today's video, I'm gonna jump right into it because I've got a lot to say within it and I wanna make it super straightforward, super to the point so that I'm not waffling and so that you get the value straight away, and I don't want it to go on like for ages. So I'm gonna try and keep it short, but it might not, but we'll see by the end of this video how long it's taken. But I've got some very, very good things to talk about. I think has personally made my mental health the absolute best it has been on social media, especially Instagram in general. And I just want to be able to share that with you guys because I think I found something that really, really works for me after just gaining knowledge from like other sources, like reading other books and everything. And I just think it's something that I have to share, or at least try to share with at least one more person if it helps their mental health in terms of success on social media and in life in general, as the title also says. So it's gonna be basically how to achieve the most success that you can possibly achieve on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, social media in general, and also life as a whole, like any business venture, family, friends, relationships, like anything in life that involves success. But that can mean so many different things. So when I say the word success involving Instagram, you're probably thinking numbers like following, statistics, how many likes you get, the amount of comments, how many positive comments you get, like are you growing in followers like a good amount a day, or are you losing, all this stuff. That equates to like the generalized success that people think Instagram has or gives, and while it does to a certain degree, I find for the majority of the generation, that is why it has a major negative effect on many people's mental health, especially people who are trying to be bloggers, influencers, content creators. That is everyone's like collective main goal of success. Wouldn't you agree? But I feel like that's the main reason why many people are depressed and have very bad mental health because of social media, because that level of success I think is very, very hard to reach. And I came to realize this after, like, you know, when lockdown started, everyone started trying to like be social media people, like starting to do stuff on social media, grow their following and everything. And I got to a point where I was realizing like everyone around me is doing this, everyone's trying to do the same thing. Like unless you really stand out and unless you really come up with something that is like proper unique and hasn't been done before, obviously nowadays that's the reason why people go like viral and like famous now, because it's stuff that people haven't seen, and kind of rightly so, because you don't want everyone doing the same thing. But now more so than ever, I think it's so hard to achieve the worldly Instagram success, which is like the 500k followers, million followers. It's harder nowadays, it's a lot harder, and I came to realize this thankfully after just different things happening in my life, and also after like researching and reading other stuff, which I'm going to share with you guys in this video. It's helped me so much to the point where I'm now in the best mental headspace that I've ever been in social media and like in life in general, but especially Instagram. Especially because I do it every single day. Like I'm trying to take it really seriously and do full time, so it is so important to have the healthiest, the strongest headspace like you could possibly have. Otherwise it's cutthroat. It's gonna knock you down and it's gonna be brutal. So this is why I want to share this value. Like I said, I'm in the best headspace that I've been, and I want to be able to help, like even if it's one person who watches this, I want to help you get into a better headspace about Instagram and social media if that's what you want to do. It's so easy to get sucked up into like really obsessing over like your growth, your following, like are you growing this day, are you losing followers, or you didn't reach a certain amount of likes on this post. Like it's so easy to get sucked up into it nowadays, especially because you're going to be comparing yourself to so many people around you, and like people who aren't even around you, like because there's so many people on Instagram. Like I'm finding like I scroll down my feed and the majority of what I see is social media influencers, bloggers, content creators. Like it's everywhere around me. So it's pretty easy to fall into the trap of comparing and then being like, oh, I have the same amount of followers but I have less likes, or I have less followers but she has more engagement, like stuff like this. It's so easy to get trapped into that headspace of like obsessing over it all, which is then when it takes you on like a negative path, and that's when you get like way too deep into it and way too wrapped up into it. So I knew something needed to change because I could feel myself going down that way. It took a long time at first to really get to where I am with my headspace now, to really get to grips with everything that I've learned, which I'm going to share in this video. But I'm just so glad that I became aware before I was going to get in too deep, that I needed to change my beliefs, change my mindset as a whole on social media and how I view things, just my outlook at everything. I knew it needed, something needed to happen that was different basically. So what I did, I changed my metrics that I based my success on. bleh. Now some people are probably gonna listen to that just then and be like, what the hell is she talking about? Like, that makes no sense. She's talking absolute waffle. But I'll say it again. I changed my metrics for what I based my success on. And honestly, all of this, like if you've read the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F, it will change your life. Not just like Instagram, like social media, everything in general. It talks about all of this stuff. It talks about metrics, like scales of what you base things on. It talks about success. It talks about choosing where to place your... And I'm going to keep referencing that book throughout this video, as that was the main thing that has made me change my mindset, my outlook on Instagram. It's an incredible book. I will link it down below in the bio. This is of course not even sponsored or anything. This is one of my favorite books. Probably, would I say my favorite book? I could do in terms of like learning from it, but I very, very recommend it. So I'll put the link in the description. So what I briefly mentioned earlier was that the majority of Instagram, I would say, and you can agree with me or you can not, base their success on the statistics and numbers, following, likes, blah, 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 all that stuff. I came to realize that that was very superficial. If we are basing our success on that, that's not in our power. That is not down to us. That is outside variables determining whether we're successful or not. We are vulnerable. All our power of thinking whether we're successful or not is going to be based on if someone else likes our photo, if someone else likes my feed and wants to follow me. That is too much power given to everything else except for yourself. Like, you cannot change that. You cannot change anything about that if you solely base your success on how other people think of you. I changed my metric to something much more attainable for myself, and that made it much more easy for me to achieve my own success, my own level of success. What I base my success on might not be what you base your success on. You might not agree with it, but you might find something else that you could base your success on that works for you. So many words. So what I changed my new metric to, what I measure my success on, is something fully in my control. The power is all in my hands, and that is simply my content creation. That is the standard of my own content. This way, it's something I have 100% control over, which means it's only me who determines my success or not. Because yeah, someone else might not like the content that I create, but I will if it's something I'm only focusing on. Yeah, other people can have their opinions, but I'm only focused on what I think. With me basing my success off something that I'm doing means I'm in charge of my own happiness with this. I don't need anyone else to tell me whether it's good or not. I don't need this amount of people to like my content because it's my own work, and that means it's all down to me to choose whether I like it or not, and if I think it's successful or not. And I can base it off one photo. For example, my latest Instagram photo, I love it. I think I'm successful with that. What does that mean? It may not be successful to anyone else, but to me, that means that's a positive emotion. That's a really positive thing for me. What's that gonna do? Build me up, get me in a better headspace, make my mindset healthier, because I'm thinking, oh my god, I'm achieving success. No matter how big or how little, I am achieving what I think is success. And that is so important for people to realise, hence why I'm doing this video. Just make it more personable, which means it's more attainable and gonna make you much happier, I believe, as it has made me much happier, because I'm viewing myself having more success than before when I was just basing it off like, oh, how many followers do I have? Like, you're gonna be constantly chasing this like unstable, unsteady, rocky mountain that is based off of complete outside variables that has nothing to do with yourself. So change your metric of success so it's just in your control. It's just down to you. But just really have a think. Sit down, have a think about where your passion lies, what things are you proud of. And it's important to remember all the things you've achieved on the way, no matter how big, no matter how little. And if you look at it that way, as in you've had like even lots of little successes, trust me, that will give you a much happier outlook on everything you're doing. Make you more motivated, it will make you more determined, and it will just make you more proud. Like, it will just make you happy. It just make you feel happy about it, because I definitely do. And I'm now in the best headspace that I've ever been in. So I think that's everything I've got to say. I hope it wasn't too confusing, but when I'm passionate about something, aka this, I kind of just go on one and waffle, and sometimes I mumble, so I'm sorry. If you're still confused or anything, please feel free to reach out to me to ask me for more information, more advice on this. But I'm gonna link the book down below, as I mentioned. That is everything what I'm talking about. And if you're still confused about what I mean by metrics and what I base my success on, read this book. It will really help you get a better understanding, because when I first read that sentence, or read the first part of that chapter what it was talking about, I was like, that's not even English to me. What the hell does that mean? But obviously as I continued to read it, I understood, and it's changing my life. I was gonna say not in a dramatic way, but if you say changing your life, that is dramatic. But like, it's definitely changed my outlook on social media to the point where I'm at a super confident headspace, because I know that it's only me who can determine my success. And I just think that's so much better in the long run to not care about followers, because it's so superficial and you're gonna be constantly chasing something that you may never achieve, not gonna lie, because you're always gonna be wanting more. Even if you finally hit like 500k, you're always gonna be like, oh, I wanna hit 1 million now. Like, you're always going to be wanting more if you're only focused on the growth of your following. So just focus on what you love and what you do, and I think that's better in today's day and age, because so many people are doing social media, but I think if you really look, you can start to tell the difference between the people who just want followers and the people who actually want a stable career with creativity and creating content. And I think this side over here, the focus on creating content side, will be so much more worthwhile, and it'll be so much more longer lasting and just better, and people will be able to see if you just want followers. You don't want to be this person. So just focus on your love, remind yourself of your passion of why you started social media, find little successes that you can think of that you've already achieved, find like new things to work towards that are like smaller, or they can even be big things. If you still want to base your metric of success on a big huge thing for you to work towards, that's fine, but just make sure your happiness isn't being determined by outside factors, because it will lead you down a very unsteady mountain, and you don't want that. And I want to make sure you guys are the healthiest on social media. Just love what you're doing, find the fun in it, and I just try it. I feel happy knowing that if someone does come across it, even if it's like 2 people who come across it, then and they take some value from it and take some of the advice what I've said in this video, then that is fine by me, because I feel like I learned a great thing from what I was experiencing and from what I read, and I just want to share it with whoever is ready to take in this information that I now have to give. That is it for today. I hope you guys have the rest of a wonderful day. Please don't forget to like. Please don't comment. I don't want to say that. I mean, please do comment and just show some love. Turn on the post notifications. Subscribe if you wanna. Please subscribe. So I hope you have the rest of a wonderful day, a wonderful week, wonderful month, the rest of a wonderful year, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So goodbye world. I think that was a good one.